Hello, everybody. I'm Jonathan Hollander. It's a real honor to be here. I was so thrilled with the invitation. I had the pleasure of living in India with an Indian family when I was 16 years old. And I was introduced to Indian dance almost before I was really introduced to Western dance. India has given me so much. And when I think about soft power and think about the power of India in the world, something that I don't think has really been focused on today or yesterday enough, and that's the Indian people. The Indian people are the greatest resource of this country, and I've experienced the generosity, the warmth. Thank you. So to segue from the people, we segue to the art form of dance, which everyone can do without any props or training. Everyone can dance, and so there's a universality about our art form, and that's why I think the translation into a tool of cultural diplomacy is so natural for dancers. In New York, we benefit from the fact that dancers come from all over the world to study dance. I'm not sure actually why New York continues to be the magnet that it is, because it's so unhospitable in terms of the cost of living and the lack of space. Nonetheless, dancers come, and it's been my pleasure to see, since 1992, what can happen when Indian dancers meet the American public. And we're going to show you some slides. This is actually a production that I made called, in America, the Durga Project, not about the goddess Durga, but about Rag Durga. I was speaking about generosity of Indians. I was given the use of recording, a brilliant recording by Rajan and Sajan Mishra, the great Hindustani musicians, let me use their Rag Durga, which was the sort of jumping off point for this production. When we brought it to India last year, in January, we performed in Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Kolkata, and New Delhi, and the ICCR was the very generous supporter of that project, the main supporter, and the US Embassy chipped in as well. You see in this picture an Indian dancer dancing with American dancers, and this was an experiment. This was sort of the result of many years of working cross-culturally, and we brought Unath Hassan Ratnaraju to New York. He worked in our studio for a month. We began to generate material, and this production came out of it. It has toured Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, the cities in India that I mentioned, and many cities across the United States. So in a way, it's a reverse soft power diplomacy, because we were bringing an American company embracing Indian music, embracing Indian dance, invigorating the form in our own way. Let's continue with the slideshow. Here's the clicker. So. I don't know whether anyone gets the New York Times online here or in the copy, but this is the illustration for the best dance of 2018. And you see Kantika Mishra, one of the largest figures there. Now I want to take you back to when I began presenting Indian dance in the United States 20-some years ago, when I was speaking to editors of newspapers in Houston or Washington or different cities in the United States, and I would say, we're bringing this fabulous dance company from India. We'd love you to write a review and give us preview. And they said, well, we really don't know enough about the form, so we can't write about it. And now we have Alistair Macaulay giving 2 Indian dancers out of 10 the best performances of 2018, and in 2017 there were 3 Indian dancers. So again, it's been mentioned, but I want to say this again. India has 8 classical dance forms. There is no other country in the world that I think of that has more than 1, if that. So there you have the resource that Jonathan was talking about this morning. The resource is here. And I will also say, since I was a Fulbrighter in 1992 and I sort of went around the country and met many dancers, between 92 and today, the rise of dancers, male and female, across this country is extraordinary. The talent, the passion, the variety is remarkable. So the resource is growing, and it needs avenues and channels to get out professionally which Mira was talking about, that I would say that the funding mechanism here and the means to go abroad is almost random. And I think it's not going to be hard with all the intelligence in this room and in this country to just apply some professional standards to the process. I want to give you just an overview of some of the programs that we brought to the American audience over the years. This was this summer. Sound, please. Does everybody know what dance form that was? Pardon me? Yes, yes, thank you. I was just doing a little test. This is Rama Vaidyanathan in one of her first performances in New York in Battery Park. These programs are under the auspices of Battery Dance Company. We're a humble dance company, but we also present what has become New York's longest public dance festival, and we have audiences of 2,000 people every night coming to the shores of the Hudson. You saw the Statue of Liberty in the background. It's just a remarkable place to be in the summer in New York. And that's a typical audience. And you see that it's, totally mixed in terms of age, in terms of ethnicity. So speaking to what Mira was saying, not just talking, Rukmini as well, not just speaking to the Indo-American community, but speaking to everyone. I wonder who that is. Rahul Acharya. Bhagashri Vaze, who's based in Canada, actually, but obviously Indian Kathak dancer. In the front is Janaki Patrick, who was at Swarthmore College, one of our most prestigious liberal arts colleges in the United States, as a Russian major. And Birju Maharaj came and did a lecture demonstration at her college, and her life was changed in an instant. She became a Fulbright lecturer, scholar, came and studied at Kathak Kendra, and has been performing and presenting Kathak dance for decades. The Kathakali group, I should ask you all to just shout out the names of these dance forms. We've got some ringers in the audience. That's Pallavi Krishnan, and she actually, this was her premiere in the United States, and she was absolutely extraordinary. From Rajasthan, Kalbelia. Kathak Sanjukta Sinha. On the left, Swapna Sundari. On the right, Vijay, Kuchipudi. On the right, your right, yes, Vijaya Lakshmi, Mohiniyattam also. Mayurbhanj Chow, Rakesh Saibabu. He'll be in the hotel tomorrow in case you want to meet him. He's a fabulous dancer. This is a form, it's really interesting because Chow has come up recently into, I wasn't even aware of it until he came. And now it's really becoming one of a lexicon of movement that's fascinating, the mixture of martial arts and dance. Karolina Prada, I believe she's from Spain, and she's, pardon me? Pardon me? No, she's Mayurbhanj Chow also. This group is from Malaysia, Odissi Dance, Sutra Dance Theater. Interestingly, Ramli Ibrahim is a great ambassador of Indian culture as a Malay Muslim. He's gotten the highest award that an artist can get in Malaysia. Manipuri, and Darshana Javeri in the red. I had the pleasure and remarkable, enlightening experience of sitting on the floor in the living room of the Javeri sisters in 1968 in Mumbai, and they inculcated me into the art form of Manipuri, and then I was able to return the favor and bring them here. Here being New York. Kuchipudi. This is Avijit Das, who's a rising star. He got a phenomenal review in the New York Times. Kathakali, Prabal Gupta. You all know what this is, right? That's right. And that is always a great crowd pleaser. We have an everybody dance now at the end of one of our programs, and of course Bhangra is a great one to use. Everybody wants to jump on the stage and join in. These are just give you an example of the attention in the New York Times, which of course is the most important newspaper in New York and in the United States. Financial Times, New York Times, Huffington Post, all reviews of Indian dance. And then, like Mira, we bring these artists into the public schools. This is Anuj Mishra doing a lecture demonstration for Kathak, and this was a very unruly school, a public school in New York, and the students were making a lot of noise until he stamped his foot on the floor the first time. And then everybody jolted, and then he had them in the palm of his hand from there on. There was one student in the school who was Bengali, and he just was so proud. This is Unath H.R. Hassan Ratna Raju, whom you saw with our company. We also brought him into the schools, Bharatanatyam. And this is just a quick list of some of the artists who we've presented over the years. I think there are over 80. And a cross-section. So how can you go wrong as a presenter of dance? I mean, it's just this wonderful rainbow of styles, of talent, the rhythm, the melodies. It's just exquisite. So I think that this resource needs to be used, and again, some suggestions that investment be made on the national level, on the state level, to support the institutions that are coming up, that are training dancers. I went to this smaller city of Hassan, where Unath has set up a school, and he has 175 students. And they start at age 4 or 5, and they're going straight through. This is a historic situation, but it's brought into the present. And he's bringing culture back into his city in that way. So I'll just end, and thank you for giving me the opportunity, and just to say that keep it coming.